What's up, everybody? Brotrio here, and I just beat, very close to deadline, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because I knew if I didn't beat it before Tears of the Kingdom came out, I wasn't going to do it, at least not in any kind of good timing. But I beat it. I did most of the stuff. I didn't quite get the platinum, but I did all the extra little side stuff that I know about, at least, except like collectibles and whatnot. But I did get one of the funniest trophies ever, which is called Roadhouse, and it's for putting on the mullet and drop kicking somebody. That is one of my favorite trophies ever. But I'm gonna get to talking about it. Overall, Jedi Survivor I think was great.
Better or worse than Fallen Survivor?
A little better than Fallen Order, but not by that much. Like, the fast travels, it by itself made it way more playable. Like,
is it the dumb thing everybody complains about, where it's a sequel that's better than the original in every way, but it's just not reinventing the wheel, so everybody's just like, it's pointless?
It's kind of that, but it plays very similarly. But it is kind of like the difference between God of War and God of War Ragnarok, where it's just like, it's just updated. But in this time, I think it's more updated than Ragnarok was. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have the same weapons that play a little differently. In one new one, you have like 3 new stances that play completely differently from each other, and new force powers and stuff to mess around with. But overall, about the same level, I think, as Fallen Order. So really good. I really liked Fallen Order.
So the stances, I know there's some that are carried over from the first one, like single saber or dual sabers.
Yeah, the basic single saber one and the dual.
Did they expand on those at all, or?
I think they did. I don't believe it's the same exact skills.
Oh, yeah.
Because pretty much every skill from, at least most of the force powers from Fallen Order carried over. There's like lift and slam, I think didn't, but I don't remember if they were in that really or not. But I'm gonna get a few like less spoilery things out of the way first. My main positives and negatives, and then I'll break them down a little more later. I'll start with the negatives. I'm sure you've heard it was glitchy. Game crashed on me like 3 times, and it was all during the same mini game. I don't know.
Huh,
it wasn't even during like regular gameplay that it crashed. Maybe once, but most of the time was when I was playing the little hollow chess mini game thing. The new characters to me were mostly kind of meh. I'll get more into that later. Some of them were okay, some of them were cool. But most of them were just kind of like, well, he does exist. For me, it was like not as bad as some other games like Assassin's Creed and stuff, but it was just like a few too many collectibles and a few too many types of collectibles that were also currency for different stores. And it wasn't super annoying because it was mostly just like you can go buy cosmetics with these. So it really wasn't that bad.
So was it like Republic credits and Empire credits and...
Oh, you find like these on one planet. You'll find crystals. On the other sections of that planet, you'll find like data discs from old data discs. The other planet, you'll find Jedi scrolls and stuff like that. And you trade those for like your mullet and your blaster parts. And
so it sounds similar. Like, obviously different game format, but it sounds similar to the purple coins from Super Mario Odyssey.
A little bit. Yeah.
It's like specific to that, but you have to find them.
Yeah, a little bit like that. It's just specific to certain stores. And my final negative is the story starts pretty slow. The story really picks up when you start getting the gang back together from the first one, pretty much. But before that, it was just kind of like, when is this going to pick up? My positives, I have more of them than I do negatives. The villain went from meh to cool. Pretty in a pretty cool way, too.
Is that when the story picked up?
Well, that was like toward the end, so no. But the story picked up like...
Oh, I thought you meant the story picked up towards the end. I was like, my God.
No, the story picked up pretty much like after the first chapter is when it really started to pick up. The combat and exploration were improved. Like I said, you can fast travel now. You have more ways to get around.
Well, that's good, because that's one of the biggest complaints I heard about the other one.
Yeah, fast travel just made it better. They had to, because these worlds are a lot bigger than Fallen Order's worlds. The story's great. The Cal developed in a cool way. That's spoilery. I'll save it for later. All the new styles are cool. Dual wielding and blaster style are the best. That's my favorite.
Blaster style looked cool.
Blaster style is very fun because like it's like fencing but with a gun. Like he just fights like a fencer but also with a gun in his hand, and it's awesome. And dual wielding, I mean, come on, dual wielding's pretty cool all the time. And that one I use more for crowd control because that's kind of specified what it's for. Almost is like it's good for multiple.
You can change on the fly.
Yeah, you can change between two. You choose two,
okay.
And left and right on the D-pad changes between them. Cross guards, your big like heavy greatsword kind of fighting style. But I mean, it unequivocally, Cal Kestis has the best lightsaber ever because it's got every type in it except like the underwater kind, basically. Because he's got the fucking Kylo Ren one, he's got a regular one, it splits into two, and he's got a Darth Maul one. It's ridiculous. But okay, now it's gonna get more spoilery, so you've been warned. All right. The first spoilery thing. Well, was there more than one? No, the spoiler one I came across is, you remember Marin from the first one, the Dathomir lady, the witch?
Yeah,
the witch?
yeah, she was mean, and then she was
Her
like,
and Cal officially like together and making out and stuff in this one.
Yeah,
Cal's like, F the Jedi, and just like, he doesn't say it, but he's pretty much like, man, look, the order's gone, like this is happening. But it's not from the beginning. It like develops into that. But I was like, this is great. Like Cal's getting his girl and everything. Like Cal, based on where it is in the timeline, it's not going to end happily for him, I don't think. But
yeah,
this game might set it up where it could potentially. Okay, so there was a ton of bosses and a shit ton of optional bosses, which I very much appreciated. You had the typical legendary beasts; those were in the first one. You fight the son of Bogdo, the frog. And he's one of the harder.
Dude,
he has an insta kill. He has an insta kill, like straight up. Like doesn't matter.
Wow.
If you don't avoid it, he just gets you in his mouth and bites you and you die.
That was the hardest boss in the first one for like no reason. Like you're just sitting there exploring that relatively peaceful planet. Then out comes this monster frog. That's like, isn't he a Cyclops or something?
Something weird. I don't know, but
I
you
know.
fight. Well, there's
so
also
hard.
they also copied the shit out of God of War, and they have Force tears instead of Realm tears.
Oh, good.
And
Wow.
in one of those, you have to fight Bogdo and Son of Bogdo at the same time. It's bad. It's
Wow.
real.
so
it
that
was
sounds
really
like
hard.
the portals from Bravely Default 2.
Yeah.
Kind
It's
of,
the same
yeah,
concept.
probably. I mean, the Force tears, Daniel would know about them more than Air, but it's
I
just,
know about both because
Yeah.
I'm the Realm Walker.
Okay, the bounties were cool because you talk to this one bounty hunter named Cage, and she's not one of the pretty tentacle people with the head tentacles. Like not the ones, not the Twi'leks. She's the other kind.
The other one, yeah.
The other kind. I think the same kind as Kit Fisto, but he might be a Twi'lek. I'm not sure. But he's the other kind, and she's green, so I thought she was a Twi'lek, and I was like, oh no, she's got the weird dreads. So not just the 2 tentacles, she's got like 9. So I guess, I don't know. But she's cool. She dressed like a cowboy. She got rocket boots. But at some point in the story, you fight a bounty hunter, and she comes down. She's like, that was pretty good. I know where the rest of these guys are if you want me to help take them out.
Is it Cad Bane?
No. But you help Cage find all these bounties, and they were all relatively cool. A lot of them were just souped up versions of regular enemies. But at the end, and they played this character up, the last one you fight, they played it up like it was somebody that you fought in the first one. Because it's like, I remember you, Cal, and he's like, I don't know you. Like, pretty much, and I felt the same as Cal. I was like, who the is this? I think that they said it was in that weird little, like, arena that Cal got sent to in that one part.
Oh.
Where, I don't remember, though. But she was in a robot suit, so I didn't even see her. And I might have, maybe I could have, but I threw her off a damn cliff. Because that was like mostly my strategy with humanoids. Is I was like, all right, like you hold down R2 and you can do a big force push. I'm like, get the out. I don't feel like dealing with you. So I knocked a lot of them off of cliffs.
That's cool that you have the option of that.
But at the end of that bounty mission, Cage betrays you. She was making you take out her competition, and then she wants your bounty. And after you beat her, Cal gets her blaster first off because you can fully customize the blaster. And it probably mechanically doesn't do anything, but her blaster was cool because it had 2 vibroblade bayonets on her little blasters, so that was really cool. But after you beat her, a blast comes down, and you hear a jetpack, and out pops fucking Boba Fett.
Really?
Yes. And he's there for Cage though, not for you. So I was disappointed I didn't get to fight him, but also that would end in either me or Boba Fett running away, and that's not cool for either character.
Yeah.
So, but he was just like, "I'm not here for you, Jedi," and I'm pretty sure it was the same guy that was always, Boba Fett. Well, not always Boba Fett, but the Jango Fett guy. So that was really like a fitting cameo, oddly enough. And if you sit there and talk to him, he's like, "Make no mistake, we're not allies. We just had a common enemy. I'm no fan of the Jedi," and all this stuff. And then he's like, "Look, I'm just trying to enjoy the view before I take her in. Can you get out of here?" And then you can't talk to him anymore. So I just left, and that was pretty fun to see. Now I'm gonna get more into the story stuff. Do you remember Eno Cordova? You remember him if you saw him? He's in the first one. He was the original owner for BD1, and he left all these like force messages and shit for you, or holographic messages maybe.
Yes.
The old guy. He's just like a human, but he's alive.
Oh.
But
he's just lazy?
I guess he was in hiding. I don't remember if it says, but he's just alive because, like I said, I hinted at it earlier. The gang broke up in between games, and I looked it up. It seems like there was like a graphic novel in between because Grease is missing an arm now.
What?
Like he just has a robot arm, and I guess it was in that novel.
Just like C-3PO.
And they brought it up that they were like, "Yeah, I got Grease injured." Like Cal was bringing it up, and then the gang broke up. And
I was about to
blah.
joke and say, did they bring it up like C-3PO? Just like, hey, do you want to know why my leg is red?
They brought it up, but they never answered it because they're like, so I'll just have to look it up later. Oh, he had another great Grease pun though. He's driving the ship. He's like, "Greasy does it, baby."
Oh my god,
it's so great. But so on the meh characters, you start the game, and Cal has been for the past 5 years after the gang broke up. In between games, he's been with Saw Gerrera, just Forrest Whitaker from
shit, another cameo.
Well, he was in the first one.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Still a cameo.
Yeah. He didn't pop up. They mentioned him, though. So it starts, they're arresting Cal and bring him to this senator guy, and it's one of the ugly people that was, it's like the Inquisitor guy's race from Obi-Wan.
And the guys that look like demons?
They were in episode 3 too, and it's like...
Super demons, like Darth Maul?
Yeah, it was the ones in episode 3 too, I think, where they're like, "He's here, we don't want them here," and they got all the teeth, and it's like... But, so you're getting arrested, and then you get to this senator guy, and then one of the fucking guards hands you a lightsaber, and it's your people, woohoo! I don't care about these people. So then you fight all these people, whatever, and there's 2 of the dog-looking people. I don't know what their race is called.
Yeah, the dogs from Boba Fett.
Yeah, there's 2.
Were all throughout it.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, and they're called the twins. I don't give a shit. Like, they didn't make me give a shit, and then they all just die. It's like all these characters they introduced, and it was like, yeah, this is our hacker, this is this, and they kept making little jokes. And I was like, I don't know you, and I don't care. And then they all died because the 9th sister showed back up.
No.
And that was we gave her best boss from that year, right?
Big lady, right?
Big lady.
I don't know if she got best boss.
She was up there.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, not best boss, period. I meant for Fallen Order.
She made the list.
But
I remember editing that video. That looked like a cool fight.
Yeah, Big Bertha was fun.
She showed up with her robot arm because Cal cut her arm off and killed his whole crew. And Cal got real pissed off and just started chasing after her. And one of the new guys that the only one that lived, his name's Bode, and he's got a jetpack. And then he's like, "Remind me to tell you how I got it," and then he never tells you. But you find out in a Force Echo later.
Oh. But, I was going to say, they're just teasing some other random novel.
It was so lame, too. He's just like, a bounty hunter came after me, and now I have his jetpack, and he's dead, basically. I was like, that's not a funny story at all.
Well, yeah, he just wants the mystery. That's why he's not telling you about it. The mystery is more intriguing than the story.
Bode I found just as boring as the rest of them at first, but since he lived and got to do stuff, I liked him more. But, so you kill this... Well, no, you go after this senator, and you don't kill him, but he dies somehow. I don't know. I don't remember that part. Like, I think he just kind of exploded in his ship. But, so, then Cal's pissed, fighting the 9th sister, And this time he tries to reason with her. He's like, turns off his lightsaber and shit after you beat her. He's like, we don't have to do this. And she's like, you or whatever. And then Cal just
sure that's it.
Yeah, Cal just cuts her head off and that's over.
Wow.
So she's dead now. And after that, you have to escape. And Cal's got the Mantis now. Like Greaves isn't there. Cal's just flying the Mantis around with BD-1. And they had to make...
Is that the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
They made... You can't control the ship, but they made this, like, explosive, cool escape from Coruscant is where they were. And then he was like...
Is that the city
The
planet
city
with
planet.
Death Sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Death Sticks planet.
Yeah.
But then you go to Kobo, which is kind of the main planet. Yeah, because it's by far the biggest. It's like almost like an open world by itself. Like, it's very big. But it's not like open like, Zelda Breath of the Wild or anything, but it's pretty damn big. But you go there and Grease owns a bar with this robot named Monk, and I like Monk. And I don't know, Monk just works there, I guess, or is owned by Grease. I don't know how droid rights work in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And there's like a few people in there. There's like this weird fortune teller lady and stuff. And but as you explore Kobo and do little side quests, you can do the side quests before you even like receive them from people, which I thought was cool. Like some of them, if you just happen
Like
across
Mario
it,
64?
yeah, like if you just happen across it and
That's
do
cool.
it, then you, by the time someone tells you about it, they're like, yeah, I already did that. But there's this one hunter lady with like huge arms that's like bragged about her strength at first and then never again. I don't know, but she gives you like most of the legendary hunt missions.
Okay.
Because she's like the huntress kind of lady for that planet. And there's just all these other people, but as you're finding certain people, they go to that bar, and then you talk to them and get more side quests, and like you basically gradually fill up the bar as you're progressing in the side quests.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and
Kind of like building up the town in, multiple games, but Pokemon Legends Arceus is what's coming to mind.
yeah, kind of like that. It's just filling it up gradually, slowly. And the main gig on this...
I love it whenever stuff does that. Like, it's so cool.
It's really cool. The main gig on this planet is prospecting for priorite. I don't know if that's a Star Wars new thing or if that's old.
I was about to say, if
But
they're
like,
hunting down whales for their
No.
their bone fluid.
Pretty much everybody has got... Like, pretty much everybody that's not named is known as Prospector, like, when you talk to them. Because that's just what they do here. But there's this gang with this 9-foot-tall weird squid man with regenerating limbs named Javis or something like that. I forgot his name. But he was a cool boss fight, a cool character. And he was kind of set up as the villain. Ravis, that's his name. But he was kind of set up as the villain at first. But then he's serving the bigger, badder villain, which I thought was kind of a lame whatever villain. But then, like, you fight Ravis, and he's got this code of honor kind of thing. And I don't know, he was really cool. He was a pretty good boss fight. He had, like, a vibro staff and, like, a big-ass gun. He didn't regenerate. I expected his health to regenerate, but it just kind of doesn't.
Well, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Like, why is he even...
He got his arm cut off in a cutscene and just kind of put it back on, and that was all I saw of it. And they mentioned that he grows his limbs back. But, like, when he started getting his armor off, he has, like instead of skin, it seemed like he had a lot of tentacles.
Oh.
Like, it seemed like he was just a squid man in armor or something. And he's also, like, 200-something years old. Because his boss was named Dagon Gero, and he is a Jedi from the High Republic from, like, hundreds of years ago. And
oh, wow.
he discovered there's this rift outside of Kobo that if you manage to get through leads to a planet called Tanalorr that is not on any charts anywhere, not even reachable unless you have this compass that that the old Jedi made from the High Republic. So you find Dagon Gera in like a cryo bacta tank basically and wake his ass up and he's just like, oh man, I'm mad, and he picks up his lightsaber and it turns red and now he's the bad guy. He's mad because the Jedi Order basically, somebody else wanted Tanalorr, and the Jedi Order was like, we're not going to fight a war over a planet. That's not what we do. And they just left. And so he was like, that was my life's work. Red lightsaber, and now fight. And he has one arm. So
does the lightsaber, gradually turn red? Or...
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, wow.
Then.
Yeah, I mean, that's how
I
don't know how they
flips the switch to Sith.
I think that no, it's like when you pour hatred into the kyber crystal or something. I think is when they turn red like that, and then when you purify them is when they turn white. When the Jedi will purify it.
Yeah.
But so I fought him, and he has the same kind of lightsaber as Cal that can be double or split or whatever. But he also like throws one around and just hovers it around him for a while and stuff. They were pretty cool fights, but he was just such a whatever villain that like he was like, I want to go to Tanalorr, and no reason anymore. The Jedi, he knows the Jedi Order's gone. He knows it's run by the Empire. He's not even a Jedi anymore. Like, I don't know why he wants Tanalorr still. But also Ravis wanted Tanalorr. It's probably just to get the f*** out from the Empire.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know anything about the Empire. But he talked a lot of shit, and I liked that. But one of his main shit talkings is like, why are you chasing me when your real enemy's out there? And he like points at like a Star Destroyer or some shit. But you fight him 3 times. The 3rd time, he just has like a force arm. What? I don't know.
Like
it was a weird camera
energy
angle.
arm?
Yeah. It was like a weird camera angle too, though, because he was like holding lightsaber with Cal, and then like a second lightsaber just kind of popped out from behind his head, and his arm was like blue, and I was like, "What the?"
Surprise! You didn't know I had
But
this
then-
arm. You're copying God of War
Yes, they are. And he did a lot of in the second phase of his fight. He split and he had like clones, like force clones. Like he did a lot of force illusion stuff in that fight. In the first part of that fight, Bode is helping you fight and stuff like that. And then he just like stares into Bode's eyes, and Bode just unconscious. Like he's out of the fight now.
Oh god!
He's got these cool force powers. But then the 3rd time you kill him. But before I get to what happens next and why the villain got cooler after that, because it's not Dagon Gera anymore. But I'm gonna hop back a little, and when you reunite with Marin on this other planet called Jeddah, you also reunite with Seer, the master lady from the first one with the short hair. That was the one was with Grease, and she's on Jeddah now, but she's running the hidden path. They mentioned it in Obi-Wan, but I don't know if they did by name. It's they're hiding force sensitives. It's like the Underground Railroad, basically.
Oh yeah.
Like it, but for force sensitive. So she's running part of it on Jeddah with this like weird cult that has like, maybe not cult's the right word. They have a lot of reverence for the Jedi as part of like their culture, pretty much. So you come in, they're like Master Cal and all this stuff. And that's where you find Eno Cordova too. He's with her. But then you're exploring these ruins, and Marin's there too, and she's with you now. You're exploring these ruins.
That's the sexy Dathomirian.
Yeah, the goth girlfriend.
Yeah.
But she's there now, and she flirted with Cal a little bit, and he's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. I get he didn't know what to say, kind of thing. But this is going to be my nominee for one of the best boss fights of this year, even though you don't really fight it. It was like a traversal boss fight.
Hey, I mean, we almost put Darth Vader on for the last
game. But then it's this giant mining robot that's just like digging after you. It's like a huge robotic squid, basically.
Oh, like
the one Metroid.
Yeah, the one from Metroid.
Yeah, it's just this huge robotic squid, and you're running around from it, and Marin's with you.
It's Mass Effect.
Yeah, she's doing all your teleporting stuff. And she does this new thing where she opens a portal, and she's like, jump in. Cal jumps in, and you just fly around to like her next teleport spot. What? So you're like wall running, jumping, dashing, force lifting, running through. It was one of the coolest things I've ever done in any video game, because it was like it was like a QTE but actually playing it kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Like it was really, really cool and fun, and just like flying around in her little portals, running around, and then at the end, Cal just kind of like picks up like a shitload of rocks and throws it in the squid's mouth, and it blows up. But like you don't actually fight it, but I still think is my favorite boss from that game. I'm gonna count it. But then later on, you find these compasses that can get to Kobo. No, on Kobo you find the compasses that can get to Tanalorr, but it's broken. So you take it back to Eno Cordova, because he's studied the High Republic shit for like his whole life, and he's trying to fix it. And he's like, "Got it fixed." And then you hear an alarm go off. And Bode has a fucking gun to his chest.
Who's Bode?
Bode, the buddy that
That's
survived.
The robot?
No, the one that survived the first mission. Oh, I forgot to say Bode has a daughter. and he's doing the whole "I'll do anything to protect her" kind of shit.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, you Joel defenders, you got to be a Bode defender too, because Joel would do this if this was Star Wars.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah, that's true.
Joel would 100% do this if it was
Last
Star
of
Wars.
Us too.
Bode said, "F the galaxy. I'm taking my daughter to Tanalorr. It's just going to be me and her forever, and nobody else can come," because that was the plan originally. And what's his name? Cal eventually was like, "We should use it for the hidden path," and Bode was like, "Oh," and that's when I kind of started getting a bad feeling. I got a bad feeling about Bode, but then he betrayed. He shoots fucking Cordova in the chest, and he's like, Cal's chasing him on a speeder, and like the Empire's coming. Like that's what the alarm was. The Empire's here.
Ooh.
He called the fucking Empire, and we chasing him on the speeder, and when they like are crashing speeders into each other and stuff, and he's like, "Why are you chasing me? You should be helping them out. Something's coming. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Something's coming." And I thought he just meant the Empire at first, but he was more scared than that, so
Is it the Shadow again?
it's the Shadow.
Yeah.
I love how they talk about Darth Vader like this mythical creature. Because like in the first one, they were like, "I was tortured by a shadow. I don't know what it was." And in this one, he's just like, "Something's coming. I don't know what it is, but something's coming."
I was kind of hoping it would be Palpatine this time, but like in his fight with when he's fighting in Clone Wars, when he fights Darth Maul and Savage Opress, he's just having the time of his life, like cackling the entire time. That would be hilarious.
So I'm chasing him on this speeder, and then eventually we crash the speeders, and there's like f***ing like Empire shit exploding all around, and then Cal runs up to him, lightsaber in hand, double plot twist. Bode force pushes his ass away, and is like, "You're not the only one who survived," and pulls out a f***ing red lightsaber. I'm like, "Oh shit, he's an Inquisitor," but it was Dagan Gera's lightsaber that he just took after Dagan was dead because he didn't have one anymore. He's not an Inquisitor. He's just a Force sensitive that's been working with the f***ing Empire Secret Police, and the Empire Secret Police has been going over Vader's head. Over the Inquisitors' heads, and like taking out all these terrorists or whatever, like hideaways. So this guy's ambitious as hell, trying to like supersede Vader. It was like this whole thing later on, but Bode. You have an unwinnable boss fight with Bode, I assume, because BD1's not there. You can't heal nothing.
So
you're fighting Bode, and you get
BD1 was the saving grace of that game.
But you get launched off a cliff, and like it's like video game, so falling off a cliff is fine.
Yeah.
So you just fall down, and
no
you see
fall damage.
Sees like a Star Destroyer, and then Cal passes out. Boom! You're playing as Seer now.
That's the old lady.
The older lady.
That's not good. She's gonna die.
Well, the second nominee for a boss fight is Darth Vader, so yeah, she dies. Because she fights Darth Vader.
You actually get to fight
Darth Vader.
Wow.
And like you have to get his health bar all the way down.
Unwinnable or?
No, it's winnable, but then he wins.
Die.
It's the bad kind where you win, but then he wins in the cutscene, basically. So like, if it's like just let.
Did they at least do it good? Like she got a hit on him, and he's like, "Well, you too," and kills her.
Oh no, she him up.
Oh,
like she had him to the point where he was like the wheezy, like the dying breathing he does, because she's.
I think that's just breathing for him.
Yeah. Well, no, the one, like hurt wheezing, but she's progressing. But you're doing all this stuff. She's gotten very powerful, but like she's like the Empire's coming in with like ATSCs and stuff. She just pulls down like a cavern on them, and like and then Vader shows up. He's like, "Oh, you're stronger than last time." She's like, "No, I just let go of my fear," and she's just like, she's doing okay, but it's Vader.
Yeah.
So like she dies.
Yeah.
And then Cal runs up as Vader's walking off and just starts crying. I was like, "What the f*** is Vader just letting this happen?" But then it was like a cutaway. That was like way later when Cal ran up. It was just a cool cutaway because it was like the building was on. Oh, she was also rebuilding the Jedi archives, and Vader destroyed it all. Wow. So Cal runs back in, and the fire starts fading and turns into ash. And I was like, "Oh, so this is way later." It was just a cool cut. So 2 of the mentors that Cal has are dead now in the same mission because of this asshole.
Wow.
And Bo's the one that gives you the blaster. He's just like, "Here you go, bud." And I'm surprised it didn't just like blow up. But then now the mission is get to Bode, but Bode's gone to Tanalorr with the only compass. So, way earlier you found this droid that they call Z. I forget her like number. She's from the High Republic too. but they like reactivated her and got her all fixed up. And she found out a way to get to Tanalorr through these arrays that she could set up to like open the path. But then you're flying with Grease and Marin to up Bode, basically. God, I got it out of order again. Sorry. Cal goes dark side for a little bit.
What?
After Bode. Like, you chase Bode to this Empire, like, colony. And Cal's losing to a lot of people, and you remember you hit the 2 sticks to do the slow time thing?
Yeah.
You do it this time, but the screen says embrace the darkness, and it's just like, the screen's like red now, and you're like way more powerful while you're doing the dark side time shift thing. And when you go back later and start listening to some of the Force echoes that were left behind from the Stormtroopers, they are like, it's like the pirates with Samus, like space logs. They're just like, oh god, he's coming! And Cal's just like, God, they were this afraid of me? Because, like, it didn't show anyone running away and Cal going out of his way, but that was the implication. Was that, like, everything that was in Cal's way got cut through because he was that pissed off. It was so bad that Marin, like, stopped him and was like, this isn't you. Stop this. And he did stop, so he fought it and won this time. But you can still do that dark side ability from now on. So, I don't know.
If you do it too much, do you get anything like Dark Sora from Kingdom Hearts 2?
Nope. No repercussions. So, after all that, with the new droid opening a new way to Tanalorr, you're flying through this weird, like, vortex or whatever, and the whole time Grease is like, oh god, it's a vortex, we're gonna die. And then you just... But then, like...
Is that what he sounds like?
No. I can't do a good impression of it.
It's not.
It's not
that off from what he sounds like.
But, so at the very end, the arrays shut off. So you're just stranded in this vortex now, and Cal's just like, reaches for the light speed, and Grease is like, what are you doing? He's like, just trust me. And then you hear like a force, he's doing the force thing. He closes his eyes, and then you hear Seer go, now! And he's just, boom! Seer's dead. Like, but she's just like, now! And you just, light speed your way out of there, and you're at Tanalorr now. And, oh, I forgot to mention, you go to not Joel, god damn it. You go to Bode's apartment and meet his daughter in the meantime. And she's cool. Like, she's just like, hey! And then, like, her dad's being a dick, and she's like, Dad, stop being a dick. Like, pretty much. But you get to Tanalorr, and just walking around, nothing's there. Not even, like, there's probably animals and stuff there, but we don't see any. It's just this pretty, like, unspoiled paradise, basically, with, like, a Jedi temple that was built, and that's probably all that's there. And you're just going through, and you find the Jedi temple, and Marin's there with you, and they're just talking about, like, what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna outright kill him? And then Cal's like, I think we give him a chance, and if he ruins that chance, then we kill him, basically. Because Marin was like, we're not going to kill the daughter, but the daughter might come after us later for revenge, and it's a big old vicious cycle kind of thing. And
I do like when people do it that way. They're just like, I'm going to give him a chance. One chance.
Oh yeah, and they gave him more than one. Because like Bode and Cal legit are friends. You find it in Force Echoes and stuff later, because you do kill his ass. But you find it in Force Echoes later, like, the first couple you find are, like, Bode, like, oh, man, how do I approach this? How do I approach this, like, manipulation kind of shit? And then later he's like, please don't take the bait, Cal. Please don't take the bait. And then he'll, like, say the thing, and he's like, God damn it, Cal. Like, pretty much. He's like, he became friends with him, and he's trying not to do this, but he has to do it. Doesn't justify it. The daughter thing doesn't justify it either. They even call that out, like, he says it, and Marin's like, that doesn't justify this.
Yeah. Lots of people have daughters, but they don't over everybody for it.
Yeah. But, and part of it, you find in a Force Echo later, he was working with the police, because they were, one, protect his daughter, and two, they were going to tell him which Inquisitor killed his wife. So, I don't know who it was. I'm assuming Sister 9, or Ninth Sister. She's gone anyway, but who knows. But, so you get to Tanalorr, you find the daughter. She's singing this weird, like, lullaby kind of song. And whoever wrote it did a good job, because it's, like, sounds familiar, even though I've never heard it before, like, kind of song. Like, it's not bad. And then, like, so you find her, and she's like, oh, hey, Cal. Dad's not gonna be happy to see you, like pretty much. And he's like, hey, this is Marin, and she's like, hey, Marin, and all this stuff. And then she walks in with Cal and them, and Bode's like talking to her, and he comes out and he's like, what the f***? How did you get here? Like pretty much. Then he pops down, and what's her the daughter's like, Dad, please stop. And he's just like, God, I have to do this, and force pushes her across the bridge, his own daughter. And then the bridge collapses. I don't know if he did that part or if it was just happenstance. But so then it's lightsaber time with Bode, and he's doing blaster shit too. So we're just both blasting and sabering all over the place. And his jetpack's gone somehow. I thought I was gonna get it when he turned bad. I was like, I'm gonna kill him and get his jetpack.
That'd be cool.
Because Gal comments when the girl has jet boost, he's like, why's everyone got jets but me?
That'd be awesome if that was like an end game item.
But in the first fight, it just kind of like started sparking and he threw it away. So I guess it's dead now. But so you have a pretty cool duel with Bode. You're just both blastering and sabering. I abandoned the blaster because, like, you remember the first one, you could reflect blaster bolts back if you timed it right. So can he.
No.
So like that, I'm not using this blaster. And then eventually his blaster gets broken. So then it's lightsaber time, and he's also like really, really beefy. So he's like strength coming after. Like he'll just sprint at you and like grapple you and like put a bomb on your back and kick you away and shit. Like he's very strong. But then eventually you beat him, and Marin's out of the fight at that point. She's in the first phase, but the second phase she's not in because she went to help Kata. That's his daughter's name. Because I think she was falling or something. I don't remember. But, so eventually you beat him, and try to get him to surrender. Even Kata tries to get him to surrender. He force pushes her again. And then he's like, can you really say you can protect her if the Empire finds her? And Cal doesn't say anything. He's like, that's what I thought. And Force grabs like a gun and starts shooting at Cal, and Cal just shoots him. Shoots him once in the shoulder, and then he shoots him again to put him down. I was like, God damn, because it was like a pause in between shots.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like pew pew. He was like pew. Then he like thought for a second, I guess, and just shot him again. Well, I think Bode made a face and started lunging a little. Like it wasn't like just cold blooded, but he was down. But it's over, and Kata's crying and all that. But like it seems like she understands because she saw what a monster he was being. Yeah, and now she's my daughter.
Well, he pushed her.
What?
No,
so now it's Thor.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now like Grease and Marin and Cal basically like just took her, and we're like, well, we're not leaving her alone on this planet, and took her back, and she just stays in the Mantis for right now, and like goes wherever you are. And if you go back to that Imperial planet, she'll talk to you. She's like, I don't like being here and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, okay. But then after that, they have a little triple Jedi funeral for Bode, Seer, and Eno. And he just burns them, and
that's
the Jedi thing, you burn them. And everyone else kind of walks off, and Cal just stands there, and then it does this weird thing. Like, it was showing time progress, but all these other people come talk to him, but it was like they were in fast motion, and Cal's just standing there kind of editing. It was really nice, and it was just sad. And I was like, but then at the end, like, they're officially together now, not just like, oh, did I say they kissed? Like, multiple times? Okay. Yeah, so but in the end game, if you talk to her, he's like, I can't go back to the way we were. She's like, neither can I. Like, pretty much. So he's just like, yeah, man, Jedi's gone. We's gonna bone. And that, Jedi Survivor, is awesome. I'd give it a solid 8. I'd give the other one an 8, too, because they're pretty much even to me. And I wasn't... Oh, and they have access to Tantalor now, so I don't know if they're just gonna, like, wait there for a while after the third game while things cool down, and then they come out, the Empire's gone. I don't know.
That's true.
I'm hoping, because I want Cal to have a happy ending, damn it. But
because if he
given the era that he lives in, he can't.
If he has a good hiding spot, maybe.
Is he going to get a cameo in Ahsoka show?
If he does, he'd be like 60.
They just put a bunch of old makeup on the actor.
That'd be awesome.
That would be a really cool
I do
touch.
want to try out New Game Plus at some point, because you get new lightsaber colors, and it showed a red one, like on the New Game Plus, like splash screen. I think you get new outfits and stuff too, and I think all your collectibles and everything carry over, so you don't have to collect it all again, hopefully.
Well, that'd be nice.
I think literally everything carries over. But overall, like, okay, this one might be a hair better, No, because the beginning was so slow, and the beginning of Fallen Order was so badass.
Yeah.
But this one's ending was, I thought, better. I don't know. But I want the third one now. When Fallen Order ended, I was like, they could leave it here and I'd be fine. Like, that it's not... It was a decent ending for all the characters. I was like, they could just leave it here and it wouldn't be a problem. But this one's like, I need part 3.
Yeah.
Is it like a cliffhanger, or
Not really too much. It's just like...
have they just... Do you know they're making a part 3 already?
No.
Okay.
But I assume because it sold well.
Yeah.
And Star Wars loves its trilogies.
Yeah, it does.
And
It's got
if the
them.
third one's as good as these other two, it's one of the better Star Wars trilogies. Period. I would say, like
Yeah.
it's awesome. I love Cal. I love the whole crew.
Yeah.
And now Seer's gone, so she was my least favorite anyway. But I was still upset. Like
Maybe the third game.
she was cool. No, I liked her better in the first one though, because she was struggling pretty hard with the dark side. That was pretty cool. I forgot about that. Seer was awesome, but she's still probably my least favorite because like she's not as cool as Grease or Marin, and I play as Cal, so I'm biased.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe in the third game, Cal will die, and you'll have to take over as his son. Then it'll be Red.
It'd be Kata, maybe.
Yeah, you take over as a girl.
Yeah, but
Fake daughter.
yeah, my new fake daughter, and so yeah, old Joel over there, Star Wars Joel, over everybody, and I want to see y'all defend him. Because you came out of the woodwork defending Joel for for the shit he pulled. Let's get some Bode defending out there then. Same guy. Just one's younger and in Star Wars.
Well, from everything you said, it sounds awesome. I am going to play your copy probably in October.
Yeah. Everything's
We
sweet.
have something every damn month until September.
There's 2 in June. Diablo and Final Fantasy 16 in June.
Oh,
And
wow,
both
yeah.
of those are like gonna be huge time sinks.
If we're even done with Tears of the Kingdom. By the way.
If yeah.
Yeah.
For reference on how close Scotty cut it, we are literally 10 o'clock on May 11th. Like
Yeah.
Down to the wire,
Yeah.
baby. Oh.
It's probably going to be quite a bit of time until this video comes out,
And
but we'll see.
There's a lot I didn't even go into also, so like you're still gonna, even if you remember everything I said, you're still gonna get surprised here and there.
I'll forget after a while.
Especially
I'm sure.
with like new force abilities and whatever abilities and this weird new ability where you can teleport through force fields. There you go.
That's cool.
She gave you, like, Marin gives you this little thing that you can pass through them. It's weird. But anyway, awesome game. If you like Star Wars, or even if you're not that big into Star Wars, you'd probably like it, because it's a fun action game, even without Star Wars. And if you don't like one style, choose another. I found my niche, but on New Game Plus, I'm trying Crossguard. But we've been Brochio, and we'll be back at some point with a powwow about Tears of the Kingdom, and we're all three going to play that one. So, here we go. Come on, midnight.